So I want to say something a little bit controversial. I actually want a Bitcoin bull run next year and crypto bull run next year and not this year. And I'm going to explain to you why that is. Because you see, the one thing that could actually trigger a Bitcoin bull run is the Bitcoin ETF. I think they're having a secret meeting next week. I mean, it's not really a secret meeting because people are already talking about it. And we know that BlackRock, Fidelity, they've refiled, and if the SEC is calling together a secret meeting, this isn't like usual procedure. So they might actually have a handshake agreement to actually approve one. Maybe ARK Invest, maybe CBOE, as early as August. And if they approve the Bitcoin ETF in August, Bitcoin is actually going to run up, at least somewhat. And if Bitcoin goes up past its all-time high because of an ETF, which is questionable whether it does that or not, honestly, altcoins might not follow. You know why? Because the lawsuit against the altcoins is not over. The Ripple suit has not been decided, and I doubt will be decided by August. The Coinbase lawsuit isn't decided, and I doubt will be decided by August. So with altcoins on shaky grounds, many of the altcoins may not actually pump. I think it'd be really good for like coins like LTC, BCH, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and a couple of the others that aren't securities. Maybe they'll actually pump. But for the rest of the altcoins, they won't actually pump. It doesn't matter if the SEC didn't mention your coin in those 70 coins that they actually said were securities. They can turn around and say your coin's a security too. It's the coins that they said that probably weren't securities that would actually benefit. But for most of us that are holding other things like, ADA, like XRP, like Solana, like HBAR, we wouldn't actually benefit that much from the bull run. I'm sure we would go up if Bitcoin all of a sudden went to $100,000. But the problem is we wouldn't go parabolic because there's a lot of doubt, and all that money is not going to flow into our coins. It's mainly going to stay with Bitcoin, perhaps Ethereum, and maybe some of the other coins I actually mentioned. Because there's uncertainty about the SEC legal situation with our coins. Now, the reason I want it to happen next year, I would rather have them reject the ARK and CBOE ETFs and then accept the BlackRock and Fidelity one next year. Because by February, I expect some of those altcoin issues to be resolved, especially the secondary markets issue. I do believe Torres might actually rule on that in September. Now, if Torres decides to let the whole thing go to trial and it takes another 2 years, we're kind of screwed a little bit for the altcoin bull run. And at that point, I would just say just buy Bitcoin and forget the rest of the stuff, because Bitcoin is the one surefire thing that's actually safe at that point. But I do believe there's a good chance that Torres would actually rule on that and say the stuff on the secondary markets are not securities, following the LBRY judge's example, saying stuff on the secondary markets are not securities, but the primary market is a security. There's a good chance they'll rule that. If she rules that way, Coinbase case is in the same district, so I'm guessing the Coinbase judge will not actually overturn Torres, because that wouldn't really make any sense. Especially being this more of a new issue. So that would mean all these cryptos on exchanges are not securities, and we're free to trade and buy them. That would be really good for VET, because at that point, I believe that Coinbase would actually add VET. And when that bull run comes, when that liquidity comes in, I do think that's when the altcoins are actually going to run up. So for those of us invested in altcoins, most altcoins, I think it's actually much more beneficial for the bull run to happen next year or later rather than this year, because if it starts in August with the Bitcoin ETF that actually gets accepted for CBOE or ARK Invest, then the altcoins aren't in that legal position or status where they're actually ready to run up. Some of you are going to say, yes, it's not all about the United States. You're right, it's not all about the United States, but the US does have a lot of crypto money. The US population has a lot more disposable income than anywhere else. And think about this one, Hong Kong might be open, but they're only at the beginning stages. China isn't actually open yet. If it happens later next year, China might actually be open. So that's another factor to actually consider. So if you consider all those factors, for the majority of us, I do actually think a Bitcoin bull run next year would be better than a bull run this year. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.